Well, the holidays can also be an exciting time for the lovebirds out there. And get this, 40% of engagements happen between November and February.
But ladies, what happens if you're expecting a diamond and you get a lump of coal instead? How awful. Joining us now to talk more, Kim Rosenberg, a matchmaker with It's Just Lunch DC. She has advice on how to adjust your expectations. Kim, welcome.
Thank you. Hello, Kim. All right, ladies, listen closely, right? So is it the majority of engagements happen during like the Thanksgiving period to Love Day, Valentine's
Christmas.
Day?
It's funny because, it's a time for giving.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of times, the scene is already set for you. You're around family and friends.
Family gathering.
Sure. Right. The trees, the lights, you have that. It's almost those expectations are set for you. But, keep it in check. Communication is, key for that as well. It almost feels natural a lot of times for people to propose during the holiday season.
Yeah, because it is such a natural setting like you mentioned. So what do we ladies or men in today's world need to keep in mind about the expectations and if it doesn't happen?
Well, first of all, don't get angry. Communication is key. I mean, if you're both on the same page and you've had the conversation before, you have to think, maybe he has something planned. So not only is communication key, but you want to make sure that, you do it on your own. So even though you're around family and friends and it might seem natural and you're expecting it, maybe he has something he's going to sweep you off your feet next week. So, it's also a very private thing a lot of times for people.
And the holidays are stress-inducing enough, so how do we not work ourselves up into this state of complete stress and anxiety over, is it going to happen?
You're around you might be meeting your soon-to-be in-laws. That can be stressful enough. And I think a lot of times, you have to put yourself in the other one's shoes.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure, of course. And, being engaged, some people, their timing is, different than the others. So, you got to have that communication and make sure you have that talk before the holidays so you aren't disappointed.
Right.
Yeah. And one of your tips that we put up on the screen just now was having perspective. I know you just talked on that a little bit, but when couples start to, talk about getting engaged, they tend to drop hints like, hey, here's my blueprint for the ring. Or they go to the mall and they shop and look and give their loved one some ideas. So when that talk starts to happen, I guess you kind of expect it to happen within a few months or even, you know what I mean? Because the anticipation is there. So if it doesn't happen right away, you're saying do not get upset. Just kind of...
I think, really...
It's not a deal breaker?
It's not a deal breaker.
Okay.
I have to tell you, I've been doing this I've been a matchmaker for almost 9 years.
Which is a fascinating job, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about that, too.
I wake up every morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, I do this for a living. It's incredible. But, we do such in-depth interviews at It's Just Lunch. So that's one of the questions that we ask. Are you interested in getting married? Are you interested in meeting a lot of people? Are you interested in a steady relationship? And that can change over time, too, depending on the person that you meet and want to spend the rest of your life with, potentially. So I think it's just important that you're continuously communicating where you are, if on a family, that might play a role in how quickly you want to get engaged as well. And as women, we all know that. And, for men as well. So I think it's just that open line of communication.
But how long is too long?
That's a good question, Annie.
Because, women will wait for 6 years, 4 years, 10 years.
Clock's ticking.
And I know you say continuously communicate, but how long is too long? Based on the couples you've spoken with.
I would say that, don't put a time limit on it. I think that sometimes... after a year and a half, 2 years, depending on where you are in your life, your lifestyles have to mesh, and where you are in your life. But if you know this is the one, I would say that, a couple of years, you would be expecting a few things. If not, yes, you might want to reevaluate your situation. Definitely call us.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Kim, thank you. We'll be right back.
Yeah.